Hello, YouTube and universe, and welcome to Scarso Productions. I'm your host, Morro, here to bring you everything new on your favorite brains and more. And today we'll be looking at Wave 2 of Beyblade X for Hasbro. But before we begin, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification so you don't miss another video like this, because it may be a small clip for you guys, but it's a big help for me. Thank you, and without further ado, grab your wallets, and let's begin. Now, we'll be starting off with the single packs. Now, the single packs are just like the single packs from Burst as well. They don't come with any launcher or anything. It's just one Beyblade for you to use. Now, these three bays will each be $7.99, and I feel like these are a good price for them since they're just single packs with no launchers. So you don't really have to have that much expense for them. And if you have a tight budget, you can always get these for your kids. Now, for the first single pack, we already got this release for Takara, and that bay is Rhino Horn. But as it's called in Hasbro's market, Horn Rhino, which is a stupid name. They kind of came up with something unique instead of just swapping the words around. It's just, why? And there's also nothing really to say about this bay since it's the exact same one as the Takara version. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, we already got it before, so you can at least put it in a double pack with another exclusive bay, so we kind of got something better. Now, for the next two bays, they are Hasbro exclusive, so that means they're going to use parts from older bays, but with a completely new spin on them. And first up, we have Steel Samurai. And I have to say, I really love this bay because it's using Leon Claw's top, but with a completely new mold. And with this new mold, it actually makes them look like swords instead of claws now. And I find that really cool. Now, this bay will be a balance type, and the parts that it comes with are Steel Samurai, 480, and Taper. And it's just basically the basic build for a balance type X bay. After Steel Samurai, we have the final single bay, and that bay is Talon Terra. Now, this is a stamina type bay, and I really like how it looks. And it's a remold of Viper Tail, so it's going to be circular, and that means it will be good for stamina-related combos. And I also like how instead of it has fangs like Viper Tail does, it actually has talons, just like Pterodactyls had. I also like it because it can also go with Tyranno Bead, which recently came out from Takara. Now, for the parts, it comes with Talon Terra, 380, and Ball, which is just your average stamina parts that came out in Wave 1. But other than that, that's it for the single bays. Now, moving on to the double pack, since there don't seem to be any single bays in this wave. And first up, we have Viper Tail, 480 Orb, and Drawn Sword, 360 Flat. Now, the Viper Tail is the same one from the random selects, so there's nothing really to say about it. It comes with all the parts that did, and, well, that's it. And for the Drawn Sword, it's the red version that came in one of those entry sets, so if you have a Feather Wings laying around, you can actually just use the parts from that to make the Feather Wings that was shown in the manga and the anime as well. And I have to say, that's a good way to include a bay that we probably wouldn't get normally. After that two-pack, the next one we have is Knife Shinobi and Keel Shark. Now, starting with the least interesting one, we have Keel Shark, and this is the green recolor that came out a while ago, and I have to say, now, it's okay at best, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Now, for the parts, it comes with Keel Shark, 380, and Flat, so it's just a basic combo with basic parts that you can find on any other attack types. But getting on to the cooler thing, we have Knife Shinobi. Now, I find this really funny because we also got Shinobi Shadow in Takara for UX, and now we have Knife Shinobi for Hasbro, which I find really funny for many reasons, because it seems like Takara and Hasbro were on the same timing with this release. Now, Knife Shinobi also share parts with Rhino Horn, so that's why they have a similar shape. So you know they're going to be pretty small, but with a ton of metal and a hefty build for a defense bay. Which I forgot to say, this is going to be a defense bay. And all in all, I really like the design of it. Now, for the parts, we have Knife Shinobi, 480, and High Needle. And I'd say that's a pretty cool combo, though it's going to be pretty tall for a small bay. And for the final double pack, we have Chain Infacendo, 560 Taper, and Arrow Wizard, 460 Needle. And I have to say, I like what they did for this. A quick way of getting Chain Infacendo, and a pretty good recolor of Arrow Wizard. So I can't really complain. Starting off with Arrow Wizard, I have to say, it's the bottom of the barrel kind of thing. Even though it looks good, it's just like, why include an Arrow Wizard? You gotta add anything else to it, but you end up picking Arrow Wizard, which I mean, I get it, but there were so many more options they could pick from instead of Arrow Wizard. Though it is a good combo for a defensive Bay because even though Wizard Arrow is supposed to be a stamina type, the Blade Arrow Wizard actually works good for defense as well, as I just found out. But in that, I kind of like it. Moving on to the partner of this Bay, we have Chain Infacendo. And I have to say, it looks amazing. And it even complements the Dran Dagger that came out for the Stadium set. It's also a more efficient way to get it because if you remember, Hell's Chain came out in a 3-pack, so you had to buy $30 for the Bay you want and 2 extra ones that you're never going to use. So I say this is the perfect way to get them. And that's it for the Bays. Moving on to our final item, we have the Bucket Stadium. Now, we all know what the Bucket Stadium is. It's just a stadium Hasbro puts out, and it's very poorly made. Though this one actually looks fine. That was hard to say, but it does look fine. And it even has the extreme line, so you're able to do the gimmicks for it. Though there is no way to fix it if it breaks because this is molded into the stadium. Then again, the Takara Tomy stadiums and the more recent Hasbro one doesn't really have a way to fix the extreme lines if they break, so it's kinda even on that front. But other than that, there's nothing really to say about this stadium. It's just the basic one we get every year for Beyblades for Hasbro. But other than that, that's it for the releases for Beyblade X. Well, so far at least. Tell me what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. That's a wrap. Fade to black.